I'd like to call this meeting to order for April 7th, 2026. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Here.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Here.
Commissioner Ranello?
Present.
Commissioner Casaboon?
Here.
Mayor Dixon?
Here. If you'd like to rise with me, we're going to have an invocation from Pastor Jamie Bradham.
Would you just bow your heads with me tonight? We come before you, wise and heavenly Father, and I give you thanks on behalf of all who are gathered here today. I thank you for your many, many abundant blessings that you bestow on us. Thank you, Lord, for life itself. Thank you for the ability to be involved in useful work and for the honor of bearing the great responsibilities placed in our commissioners to you in prayer this evening. In the scriptures, you have said that citizens ought to obey the governing authorities established to promote peace and order and justice, and therefore I pray for our mayor and this panel of city commissioners. And I'm asking that you graciously grant them wisdom to govern amid the conflicting interests and issues of our times. A sense of the welfare and true needs of the people of Millville, that you give them confidence in what is good and fitting, that you give them the ability to work together in harmony even when there is honest disagreement. I pray for the agenda set before them tonight, Lord God. Please give us an assurance of what would please you and what would benefit those who live and work in and around our beloved city of Millville. We give you praise, we give you honor, and we give you glory. In the precious name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Please join me in a salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act of 1975, was advertised, posted, and made available to the public as required by statute. The municipal clerk is directed to include a statement in the minutes of this meeting. Before we move on to public comments on the agenda items only, appreciate everybody being here. I have a vague feeling why there's so many people here. You are all welcome to come to the podium and give your opinions on agenda items now and anything you like later. Just want to let you guys know that the city, the commissioners you see here have been very consistent in our wanting to prohibit data centers. Ordinances don't fall from trees. This is something that the commission put forward and we're all in agreement of. You don't have to come to the podium and persuade us to vote on this. This is something that we already plan on voting for. So glad you're here to voice your support. Glad you're here to jump in if you want to come in and say, pat us on the back and tell us we're awesome. Would love to hear that for once. But if you'd like to do that, absolutely come up and do that. But, or even if you're dissenting to this ordinance, everybody has the right to come up here and say what they want. But now we move to public comments on agenda items only. We have now reached the public comment portion on agenda items only. Anyone who would like to address the commission, please go to the podium, state your name and address and your concerns. Please limit your comments to approximately 5 minutes.
Hi, my name's Adele Faust from Main Street in Millville. I think you know which resolution I wanted to talk about, and I had a question. I don't know if you're able to answer it or not, but I do see in the language of the resolution specific language prohibiting existing structures from being used for data centers. I did not see any specific language about new construction, and I wanted to know if that was included in the prohibition. And I do want to pat you on the back and say you're awesome for this. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Faust. Mrs. Faust, sorry about that.
Hi, Commissioners. My name is Jenna Hewlett-Williams. I'm actually currently a resident of Vineland, but I was a resident of Millville for over 30 years, and my parents still do reside here. I'm speaking today regarding the ordinance that we're all here for, I'm assuming. But we are currently in the midst of everything that's going on in Vineland. And it's nice to have a change in energy and finally feel some pride and encouragement over what you guys do have in front of you right now. Again, I was a class of 2007 Millville graduate. I always watched Millville try to follow in Vineland's footsteps as far as development within the city. So thank you for taking a step back from that and for trying to do something that would show the public that you are listening and that you do care. I feel like Vineland has become a case of what not to do regarding data centers. I don't know if you know this or not, but the ordinance that you guys have has been making the rounds online as what an ordinance banning data centers should look like. So I think that's pretty substantial. Other cities, I know Monroe Township specifically, are already using it as framework to propose their own data center ordinances, so kudos to whoever wrote it. But I want you guys to think about that for a minute. Vineland is the bad example, but you guys have the opportunity to make Millville the good example in South Jersey. I feel like that's really huge, and Millville could use some good PR. You know, I'm not going to go on and on about why data centers are bad, but I do really want to applaud you. So thank you, thank you. I feel like we're living in a time with a lot of public trust in politicians, but you guys, I feel like, are going to be able to change that for your city for passing this through. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Williams.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, Tamara Davis. I just have one quick question on the data center ordinance, which probably would require some explanation to the public as well. So can that particular ordinance at any time be amended, repealed, revoked, rewritten, or replaced after you adopt it? I know you're probably one commission away, so is it a permanent deal or what? So that's something that would have to be considered and discussed. Now, my point here, my point of discussion here is to talk about the resolution dealing with the Nab Avenue and the, I'm sorry, not the CRP, which includes Nab Avenue, which I don't have, here it is, number 8, resolution under item number 8. And I understand the bond and how it's going to be paid out, and I understand that you will get $400,000, which I'm assuming as soon as the land, April 15th, when they close on the property, and then you could use it as needed for improvements, not necessarily Nab Avenue, but most likely it will maybe go towards that. But here's the questions I have as far as that closing. So with that land acquisition, when does the pilot start? Does it start on that day? And what will be the payment with the bond, regardless, when it starts, which, assuming, I don't know when it's going to be. And has the pilot been amended according to this First Amendment agreement? Because I'm sure there's dates in the pilot agreement that probably match with the original development agreement, so have those dates been changed with the pilot? But the big thing is, what is the pilot payment with the bond incorporated into it? In addition, assuming that there is, one of the conditions that were described in one of the schedules is there has to be power available for the Phase 2 and Phase 3 of the project. So assuming that there's enough power for Phase 1, what are the steps to increase the power for, and when I say power, I'm referring to electrical power, for Phase 2 and 3? Because it looks like the date to start Phase 2 is January 2028. So no later than January 1st, 2028. That's the completion of construction drawings, plans, and specifications for Phase 2. So this is a quick turnaround to make sure that the CRP has enough power for those warehouses, as well as that there's some movement on Nab Avenue. Now, there is a proposed date, proposed Nab Avenue extension date. So what is that date? I think somewhere in the agreements that the date for Nab Avenue is April 1st of 2027, so you have about a year, and can that timeline be met? And I think that that's all my questions. So,
Thank you, Ms.
and if you're not able, I'm being honest here, if you're not able to answer any of those questions, because this has been discussed, and I know you're going to say, oh, we just brought this project on, it was the previous commission, and I understand that, but you have plenty of time to review it. If you're not able to answer any of those questions with any kind of positive being, maybe you should table this. I know $10 million is great, plus $400,000 or $10.2 million is great, but there are probably contingencies, or there's probably an agreement within the closing paperwork that you could probably move it or table this and then make a decision on it at a later time. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Davis.
Good evening, Angeline Broomhall, Millville. Y'all know how I feel about data center, and I'm really excited, really excited that you guys are doing this. You have no idea. Sometimes it's like really hard to give credit, right? Because I'm always so used to complaining, but kudos. The redevelopment bond with CRP. Again, I know you guys didn't start this project, and the $10 million sounds really exciting. However, we didn't have our engineer at the planning board meeting. Again, this was before you, but I thought that was a big issue, that we didn't have engineering input from our top engineer at that time. Now, with your commission at the work session, I didn't see the economic development director there. And I think that's a huge issue. We gave this gentleman a huge amount of money, and this is the biggest thing that's come along to Millville in 50 years. And to not have our economic development director there, I think, was a misstep. I don't see him here tonight. I think that's also a misstep. Again, the biggest project we've had the potential to have, and we're not getting professional staff involved. And especially what a great person that would have been to bridge the gap between the prior commission and this commission, who's been there then and now to help answer your questions as well as ours. But unfortunately, we're not getting that. I also want to discuss the necessity for this project and the dependence on NAB Ave. One, we don't own all the land at NAB Ave. We don't have that control. We only have a very small control of that potential project. And it's also important to know that the 2025 budget that was, the congressional budget that was submitted, Cory Booker put in well over $1 million, and it was cut from the congressional earmarks. He had money for NAB Ave, for Millville, and it was a lot of money that the federal government cut from Cory Booker's budget for this project. And if we can't get federal, state, and county support on this humongous project that CRP is saying, if you don't do it, we got nothing for you. And if we put the cart before the horse and we can't even get the money Cory Booker's trying to fight for us, we don't have it. We cannot promise something that we don't have. So those are my two thoughts on those two issues. Again, thank you for the data center for working really hard on that. I'm so amazed with you guys and grateful for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Broomhall.
Thank you.
I'm Tom McGinty. I lived in Millville all my life. I'm going to be unpopular because I'm one of the ones who is in opposition to the banning of the data center, along with the blanket banning of other industries named in the proposed ordinance. In the current economic climate of Millville, along with other areas in the county, we are in dire need of business, ratables, jobs, and other activities that generate tax revenue. With this ordinance, you are effectively hamstringing the city from lucrative, clean, high tech economic opportunities. I believe you're opening the city up to a major lawsuit. Once again, the city is going with making decisions on popular outcry, where people glean their information from the internet, social media, what have you. You have owners who have the intent, the right, and the vision to bring business to our city, and you're saying, no, you're not going to do that. A master plan was recently approved by the city. After much cogitation, engineering review, and so forth and so on, nobody made an effort to say, oh, data centers are bad. We can't have a data center in here. We need to put that into the master plan. Nobody has, because nobody really knows much about data centers. My thing is, industry of any type that can conform to a federal, state, or local law that are, governed, they should be able to locate and operate in an industrial zone, whether the commission has a stomach for it or not. We don't have any professional staff here. What expertise does any city commissioner sitting up there right now have to make this decision? How can you outlaw a data storage center in a community where you have server rooms, your school has servers, I'm sure the racetrack has a server out there. People rely on data. You got to have a place to put it. Either either provide ancillary support to data centers, or have a small data center ourselves, or somebody else is going to have it, and they're going to reap the benefit. And we'll be sitting here watching, just like we're watching Vineland now. They're developing, their downtown looks great, everything's, they got a lot going on. We have nothing going on. Okay. To date, to my knowledge, no entity has proposed to put a data center or operate one in Millville. There's no plans, there's no proposals, nothing. How can you argue that all data centers are bad if you don't know anything about them or how they plan to cool, operate, or whatever their data center? There's a lot of technology I wasn't even aware of when I started looking into this situation. Just from personal experience, I had an environmental geology professor at Lehigh who was instrumental in the building of the Alaska pipeline. The technological hurdles and environmental issues that had to be overcome were akin to sending a rocket to the moon. Permafrost, earthquakes, you name it, it's up there. And they build a pipeline, and it delivers oil that's crucial to Canada and us, and without it, we'd be tough to have the energy that we have and so forth. His name was Ed Evenson. He always stated that if there is a need and there are smart people with the finances to build or do something, everything is possible. The need to hold the project to the planning, environmental requirements, the laws, etc., that protect the citizens and the bugs and the bunnies are what should be held to their feet, not just a blanket, oh, we don't like data centers, we're not going to let anybody build one. Okay?
Thank you, Mr. McGinty.
I'm not done yet. Finally,
Your time's up, Mr. McGinty.
oh, my
Thank you for
time
your
is up?
comments.
That's different.
Paul Paraka, Millville, New Jersey. I've been a real estate broker in Millville for 35 years. I have a degree in engineering. And I kind of agree with Tom. I don't know if I'm for or against data centers, but I'm against the ordinance. At the work session, the mayor said that one of the reasons they were passing this ordinance is because they didn't know enough about data centers. That's not a reason to ban something. In New Jersey, it's unconstitutional to use exclusionary zoning unless you have very, very specific reasons for doing it. And without knowing what those reasons are, it should not be written as a ban. One of the things that you can do is you can allow them as a conditional use and then put requirements that it doesn't do the bad things that you are thinking that they could do. So noise can be attenuated. There's a survey out from a reputable countrywide company that does different surveys, and they looked at the electrical costs for states that had data centers and states that didn't have data centers. The electrical cost in states that did not have data centers was higher than states that had data centers. And that's based mostly on the cost of producing electricity. If you have more customers and sell more electricity, it obviously becomes cheaper to each person. Water usage is another problem with them. So right now, Millville dumps all of its wastewater into the Morris River, which is highly controlled and very expensive. That wastewater can be sold to a data center. They can clean it up, reuse it, and not dispense it back into the, just continue to reuse it, and pay Millville for that water, instead of Millville spending a whole bunch of money cleaning that water up. In fact, at the work session, you were discussing the UV lights and that we have to buy new ones and package them properly and all that's going to be very expensive. Maybe you don't have to clean the water. You tell the data center they got to clean the water. And all of these technologies are coming about. If you do your research on data centers, there's all sorts of new engineering with it. Whether or not I'm for or against data centers, I'm not sure, because obviously you can't do all of that research and get all of that engineering, but you can write an ordinance that allows them as a conditional use as long as they do not disturb the things that you think they're going to cause problems with. One of the things is noise. I don't think the racetrack makes any noise, and that's allowed. I mean, and that happened. A lot of things that we need and use have problems associated with them, and the goal would be to reduce those problems but still get the tax ratables and provide that service. I thought it was interesting that a lot of the people that came up and read speeches off of their phones were against data centers. Well, the speech that they're reading is in a data center, and they're reading it off their phones, but they don't want them. That's just some of the thoughts on that. I have a question about the redevelopment area bond. So a bond has to be paid back in some way. And at the work session, the lawyer said that the bond will be repaid by the developer. But it's not. It's being repaid by the citizens of Millville, because what the developer is required to pay, based upon the three different methods of analyzing what their payment will be under the redevelopment agreement, you're going to subtract the cost of the bond, which means the citizens don't get that money. All this is paying it up front, but the citizens are still paying the $400,000 because the developer is subtracting it from what he's going to be required to pay on an annual basis under the agreement, unless I'm mistaken with that. And I didn't see where they used the example of if the developer had to pay $100,000 a year, he would only have to pay a net of 86. And I know that those numbers were not realistic. They were just made up for example, as you stated in the work session. But that's less than the 100 we're supposed to get. So therefore, the taxpayers are paying it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Perkin. Good evening. My name is Beth Nugent, and I live on 10th Street in Millville, New Jersey. And I didn't plan to speak tonight, but I did take Mayor Dixon's words of anticipated appreciation for support for the data ban to heart. And I really do think that as elected officials, you are making some very prudent, proactive decisions in that regard, regardless of whether there may be some tangible gain to the city monetarily. I think that as stewards of our community, both the elected officials who we put our trust in, and we as your constituents have a duty to be good stewards, not just for ourselves. I taught for 40 years in both R.D. Wood School and at Holly Heights. And my husband, who is unable to be here but would very much have liked to be, he's ill and cannot, he not only taught at Holly Heights and Lakeside, but he also coached for our illustrious Millville Thunderbolts in various sports.
He was my gym teacher.
And yes, and he is a lovely man. And they say that everything you know in life comes and can be learned through kindergarten, so maybe I have a little window in that since I spent about 35 of my 40 years there. But my husband has a saying that comes out of the gridiron. And the saying is, don't work harder, work smarter. So for all of those folks who might not think that the ban on the AI Center is a work smarter proposition, I'd like to say that as I began, there are many things that are far more important, such as the stewardship of a community that is not impacted negatively by things that are verifiable outside of the social media window. That is not the only place where facts can be gotten. And I appreciate that this council is forward-thinking enough to know that putting in place a ban on something that has been acknowledgedly and repeatedly questioned an industry for its lack of transparency and for its lack of accountability and its incredibly slim margins of return to the communities for which it comes to is a very forward-thinking thing. And as you know, the saying goes, learn from history, use it in the present, and know that it is what we as stewards for our future Millvillians should expect. And so I'm here kind of a shaking in my shoes, little retired kindergarten lady, but I honestly feel that you are being proactive stewards as well as elected officials. And a caveat to that would be that we, the constituents, are paying attention. Our world has pushed us to a place where we cannot deny what is around us unless we choose to have blinders on. And I appreciate that this commission has chosen to look forward, to look at the present, and to factor in the past, all of which influence where this town heads. And yes, acknowledgedly, we are not a perfect place, but we are the place that as Mr. Rogers would say, it's our neighborhood. And the place where you live and the place where you belong is the most important place to find the helpers. So this helper, in her retired fashion, is attempting today, through her shaking hands and shaky voice, to say thank you, continue the hard fight, fight smart. And to end on a little rah-rah, go Bolts. Be smarter than Vineland.
Thank you, Ms. Nugent. You had 8 seconds left. That was perfect.
Hi, My name's Rhiannon. I'm a Millville mother of 3. I brought them with me just so I could be here tonight. I'm not on social media, and I did not prepare anything on my phone. I hope that lends me some credence. I'm just going off the cuff. I wasn't planning on speaking tonight, but I did just want to point out, I think that you guys are probably fairly well versed in the impact that data centers can have on communities. I think that most people in this room probably are as well. But I wanted to point out a couple things. The first is that when it comes to water consumption, the reason why data centers, they cannot take the wastewater from the Morris River Township, from the Morris River, and use that in their process. They have to use fresh water. It can't even be salinated. It has to be fresh water. It is used to run through the technology. When meeting with the heat of the technology, it then turns to steam, and the steam is released. So it has to be fresh. What does not turn into steam and release, what is left over, can be run through a few more times, but then bacteria begins to build up, and other things can build up in that water that will then affect the technology, and therefore they have to frequently dump what's left and then refill with fresh water. It has to be fresh water, and it is an excessive amount of consumption. Wanted to clarify that. Another thing I wanted to bring up is when it comes to jobs and the potential benefit to Millville when it comes to jobs, the majority of data centers have been shown to bring 5 to 500 jobs, depending on the size of the facility. Those jobs are almost exclusively highly specified positions that are generally hired remotely, which means it is actually a very small percentage of those jobs that hire within the community where the data center is. So it doesn't bring jobs either. It has a very, as was mentioned, very low positive impact on a community, and as we know, a highly negative impact on the community. Last thing I just wanted to say is I live on Shushenko Avenue, and I spent around 5 hours total over Easter weekend knocking on doors in my neighborhood, letting them know about this issue that is up for consideration today. The majority of my neighborhood is elderly, traditional conservative, many very elderly people who could not be here today just for that reason alone. Day before Easter, I spoke to many, many people, and every single person I spoke to, I gave out over 100 flyers. Every single person I spoke to, I had conversations about how concerned they are about these data centers and how relieved they are that Millville is considering putting its foot down where Vineland would not. A lot of those people could not be here today, but I had, out of my over 100 flyers, I probably had at least 55 to 60 conversations with primarily elderly Millville residents. So I just wanted to let you guys know that when it comes to those residents as well, you're doing right by them by considering this ordinance. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just want to make sure I get my timer out and adhere to that, so just give me 1 second. Commission, Victor Faust, Millville resident. I just have 2 things to say. Obviously, one is going to be about the ordinance, but another one, I'm going to start with a not negative, but just slightly off-putting thing. I noticed, and we've talked about this before, public safety is a big thing that I know you guys are desperately trying to fix. You know, my wife has gone to the Chat and Choose recently. That also seems to be a big thing. I know cameras are on the table, and I definitely support that. My only concern is I know that I see in one of the paperworks here that we're looking at the local justice assistance program. The only concern I have is I know one of the last meetings somebody was talking about potentially bringing in, if you guys were looking at AI-powered cameras, such as the Flock system. They're a little bit shady. They tend to target people that are, not necessarily, they could be contacted, whether it's for a crime or speeding ticket or something. So I'm not going to dive into that. I just want to bring it to your attention because, it could potentially do more harm than good. If we're banning AI with one thing, it would be a little weird to bring in another thing. But off with that, onto the ordinance. I definitely have to commend you all because I know you guys have only been in a few months. You've been so excited and gung-ho for change, and it seems like it's showing. The first night, Mayor Dixon, you told a bunch of us that no AI data center you did not want them coming here because it would be a strain on the grid. And I really got to give it up to you guys for sticking to your word with that. As one of the ladies said before, we're living in tumultuous times, and looking to our public elected officials in a local manner is so, so important. And I'm really proud to be a Millville citizen, honestly. I love living here. And it's really cool to see that go by day by day. As far as this ban goes, everybody else has already said pretty much everything that I wanted to say in terms of some of the wording. My wife had mentioned, the thing about new construction versus existing construction. We've seen Bridgeton ban and make a rejection. We're seeing Monroe Township make a rejection, especially due to the writings that you guys have within your ordinance. Unfortunately, now we're seeing Greenwich Township in Gloucester potentially have part of the Pinelands being new construction. So I just want to make sure that, especially with, I saw section 4, there was a severability clause, as another lady said, could that potentially go away when you guys are out of office and somebody else comes in? I just wanted those questions potentially answered to see if when you guys are long and gone, this isn't going to be another fight that we may or may not have to come to down the road. The last thing that I would like to say is, I know, as Rihanna had said, she passed out a lot of flyers. I'm so glad to see so many people pack in this house. I'm hoping that part of it is because of that or from the internet or for whatever reason. I'm glad you guys are here. If anybody here, whether it's on the council or anybody here, is not familiar with the impacts that data centers have, especially the hyperscale data centers, such as the one in Vineland, I suggest they come seek out people like myself, my wife, Jenna, Larry, Gigi, Nikki, or any other member at our organization, which is Sustain New Jersey or Sustain South Jersey, whether it's online or in physical. We're always here or we're always at the Vineland meetings. There's still a long way to go with that fight in Vineland and for South Jersey as a whole. And if this passes, and especially if it passes the city planning board, this is a huge win and a huge precedence. Like, I truly, truly mean that. When I woke up the other morning and saw that this was on the agenda, it's our birthday week. And I was like, this is a great present for us, as long as our other friends that have birthdays this week. This is really such a big deal. And we really mean that from the bottom of our hearts, because everything we've been dealing with in Vineland has been backdoor and shady. And this seems like it is very open and very transparent. And we're really, really hoping that obviously a lot of good is going to come of this, because on paper, it seems majestic. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say, guys. Congrats on it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Faust.
Mr. Faust, does this give us a little points next time we do something you don't like?
Sure, maybe.
All right.
Hi, Cynthia Hamblin. I live in Millville. A lot of things have been said already. I'm against it. I don't want this AI center. I'm sure a lot of people feel this way. It's environmental disruptions of our air. It's going to ruin things for us. Water, pressures. One data center roughly uses 1 million gallons of water in a day. That's enough for 61,000 people. It could mean higher utility bills for citizens, which 50% higher. People can't afford that. One data center, just a couple facts, uses the power that 400,000 homes would use. Constant noise. We do not want this. Thank you for supporting this ban, and please continue to do this. Thank you. The local costs could be shifted to the local homeowners in the future. It's all things that are no good. We don't need more diseases in this world. We're already fighting off a lot of diseases. Please continue the ban. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Jonas Demopoulos. I'm 17 years old and I'm from here in Millville. This is actually my first time speaking here, so just bear with that. And I also saw from online about this ordinance, and personally I think it's great. But I also just want to put up some statistics for pretty much everyone in this room, just to clarify some stuff. So first, I'll admit that there are some benefits for the construction of data centers, such as new job opportunities. However, there are some negative effects that outweigh the benefits that data centers give. First off, data centers use an immense amount of water, with the largest data centers consuming up to 5 million gallons daily. That is enough water to support a town of up to 50,000 people, which is almost double the amount of Millville's population. Furthermore, the water used by these data centers can't be reused, as previously stated, which basically means that it is unusable water which is an essentially resource that's wasted upon tens of thousands of people. The best example of this scenario taking place is in Memphis, with the Colossus data center designed for X's chatbot Grok. In this area of southwest Memphis, where this data center is, people living within a 2-mile radius experience not only water shortages, but whenever any water does go through their sinks or faucets, it's black. That is contaminated water that cannot be used. And also on the effects of noise pollution, the health effects of noise pollution, it doesn't just cause effects on people's mental health, but it also causes future effects on someone's cardiovascular health, which could lead to stuff like congestive heart failure, heart attacks, etc. Do we want to inflict this level of self-harm on our residents and ourselves? I don't think so. These data centers also use an absurd amount of energy, with some data centers using as much energy that can power 100,000 homes. This will cause an increase in electric bills as the supply is depleted. Once again, I don't think this is beneficial to the people of Millville. And the last thing I want to say is that obviously all of you are commissioners and we're elected to serve the people. And these next few questions are for pretty much everyone in this room. Does jeopardizing our water supply for our residents benefit the people? Does ruining our air quality benefit the people? Do seclusive NDAs that hide data center construction from our residents benefit the people? Does additional CO2 emissions that harm the planet benefit the people? If you think about it, the answer to all of these is no, which is why we should ban data centers in Millville, and it's up to you as our commissioners to serve on what is right for the city and for what our residents want. Thank you.
Evening, Tim Sperania, Millville. I have a couple questions about the NAB Avenue project and the RAD. Has anybody gotten an estimate of what the cost of this project will be? Now, I heard numbers from $15 million to $8 million. I looked up the cost of 1 mile highway that would be built in New Jersey. It's $2 million. If it's $15 million, where's the other $13 million going? That's a question. Also, do we have, or are we still considering rezoning the area of NAB Avenue 49 if the project comes to fruition? So that, because I know that a couple corporations, Wawa, I think Royal Farms, it'd even be a good place for a truck stop like they have on Garden Road to put. So I don't know if that's still in the consideration phase, because those would be ratables for the city. If everything pans out, you know, it's a win-win for the city. And not only Millville, Lawrence Township, Bridgeton, they're all going to benefit from NAB Avenue. Unfortunately, I get this uneasy feeling because when I was advocating for this the last 4 years, and I'm going back to the first year, it seemed like the goalpost got moved every time you got close. And you're committing to this bond, and I don't know if you have those answers that I would want to have before I committed the city to a $400,000 bond. In other words, is there willingness, I'm sorry, Sandy, you're here, is there willingness on the county side to do this project with Millville? Because I think, again, it'd be a shame not to do it. Also, I think somebody had a question about the pilot when it starts. I think that CRP pays taxes on the land until a business is built, and then the pilot begins. I'm pretty sure that's the avenue it takes. But those are the questions I have. I appreciate any answers. I have another subject. I'll come back later on. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tessa Carlton, and I live right on Wheaton Avenue. Didn't prepare anything. I don't have anything elegant to say other than that. I had texted a friend earlier, and I said, the facts are, I would rather chew off my left arm than show up at this meeting with my 3 kids, because my husband has to work late, and I will also be there at 6 o'clock. So I commend you. I'm really glad to hear that you guys are behind the ordinance. I'm very glad to hear it, and I brought the future with me because that's why I'm here, right? I don't always pay attention. I really should pay more attention to what's happening in our community, and I feel like, especially when you have little kids, it's hard to show up, it's hard to pay attention to all of the facts and read the paperwork and check up on things and follow through on things. My little brother, he works in well drilling. He works now in Pennsylvania, but he went to his meeting when they were talking about putting it in and talked about the fact that he had all the facts about the water and what it would do and how much it would drain that area. And lots of people here have showed up a little bit more prepared than I did. But I want to say thank you. I want to say that it's worth showing up, even when your kid is talking a little loud, even when you have to quick grab snacks, mostly for dinner, that when you believe in something and you're behind it, show up. So thank you to everybody who did show up. And I thought, oh, maybe I'll get there and it'll be standing room only and we won't have to stay. So I wasn't so lucky, but that's why I decided to just let you guys know that, when things are important, we have to start showing up. And so I really appreciate that you guys are showing up for us, because I know that there's some delusions, I think, about the idea that it's going to bring jobs and it's going to bring money. And if that was really the case, I feel like those facts would be really laid out on the table. It would be really clear. This is what's good. This is how we're going to help you. This is all the things. It wouldn't be like with Vineland where everything's kind of hidden and suddenly they're like, oh, sorry. So I really appreciate that you guys are taking a step, because if it was transparent and it was great, then why would we need to hide it? So I really appreciate that you guys are doing what you're doing. So thank you, and I hope that it goes through.
Thank you very much, Mr. Carter.
Sorry. Hi, I'm Larry from Vineland, and I wanted to actually appreciate you all for passing this. I know I talked to every single one of you when you were sworn in about data centers, and most of you seemed against it, which was awesome. Thank you. I just want to talk about them because people are saying there's positive effects. I just don't understand, the simplest thing when you first learn in math is if a negative number is bigger than a positive number, it's a negative. Okay, cool. We understand that. Vineland's data center was a public golf course. Without the community ever having a say, it flipped into a data center. I just need to, and the only environmental impact we have is from the guy developing it. The state is not putting regulations in. I went down to speak at Trenton. They're finally just passed the mandatory water use study when these things are I think it's like 20 million gallons a year or something, which they're supposed to use, and now we have the water use study. Their air quality permit's still pending, and they're still building, they're still going along. Third site plan change, they're still building the stuff for the site plan. I mean, these things are pretty awful. Somebody mentioned revenue or money coming back into the city. Yeah, no, they get pilot programs and the jobs go elsewhere. Yeah. The other thing that's really big that I wish, this is why I want the state to come down, or I don't know what the county can do. I'm still learning what the county can do. But the Cransey-Kirkwood Aquifer is where we get our drinking water. And the guy in Vineland kind of wants to dump the used water back into it. So that's 8 to 9 counties' drinking water getting contaminated. We're already in a drought. We don't have the water for this type of stuff. Our grid's already stressed out. Vineland has their own grid, but they go into Atlantic City Electric for their electricity. They don't pay more. They just pay what they take. Yeah, Millville, our data center is probably affecting you more than it's affecting me as a Vineland resident. The trade-offs, again, the temporary construction jobs, tax abatements, lack of local jobs, contamination, pollution, noise pollution. I don't know if you saw when Vineland went viral and the Fox News and Action came down because people's houses were kind of vibrating a mile away from all the noise. Yeah, I'm not going to mention the strange ID thing you did. It puts the public health in danger. I don't know, again, Memphis. It's the biggest example. You want to go look at what Elon Musk did over there. Heart issues, asthma, COPD, a bunch of heart problems are from this. Again, AI is pretty just horrible as a thing. I'm talking about AI data centers. AI data centers don't go clouds for this. It makes a stupid picture everybody posts on the internet or posters where they cut out artists. Yeah. The simplest way to explain it is DuPont 2.0 environmentally, but economically we're creating a jail. We all know how Bridgeton feels about having the jail in their downtown right now. So, yeah. we don't have much representation, and yeah, I'm happy with banning them. If they want to come down 10 years from the road and make better technology, we're not going to really try and kill us. Cool, but for now, ban them. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ramon Mora Jr. Firstly, I just want to commend you guys for showing leadership in your community in a time where politicians like Testa and Van Drew are only looking out for themselves and private interests. We've learned from Violin that there's no guarantee that these type of businesses are going to come and bring the jobs that they say they're going to bring. They'll outsource them. They'll find people to bring in to fulfill those jobs. They're not going to invest in the education of your population, your town, in order to fill those roles. We know enough about data centers right now to know that this is just a bad idea as it's designed. No one building should use more power than the entire city uses. No one building should use more water than the entire city uses that it's being hosted in. Violin is a case study on how to sow distrust amongst the people that you represent. Whether we like it or not, we can't live without our environment. So protecting it is a must. I may not be from Millville, but on this issue, I'm excited to see my neighbors taking a lead in protecting the soul and spirit of South Jersey, putting the people above corporate exploitation and above foreign interests, and putting them first when it comes to the benefit of the community. Thank you.
All right, last call. All right, seeing no one at the podium, I will close the public comment portion for agenda items only. Madam Clerk, do we have any presentations?
There are none, Mayor.
Madam Clerk, can we pay the bills?
Yes, we just need a motion to approve the bill list.
I'd like to make a motion.
Second the motion?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon?
Yes. Any petitions or letters, Madam Clerk?
Yes, just a motion to receive and file the annual report of taxes not collectible.
I'd like to make a motion. Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon?
Yes. All right, let's start with reports of commissioners. Let's start with Commissioner Taylor.
I have two grandsons. A wife, two children. From the time I started running for this election, people would ask me about data centers. My answer was no, absolutely no. It's still absolutely no. It'll be absolutely no. I am not going to risk their lives, the lives of 28,000 people that I represent. I am not going to risk the environment that I love to fish in, hunt in, sport in. I'm not going to risk the water I drink, the sky I see. I'm not going to risk it for the almighty buck, dollar. I'm not doing it. I don't care what it costs us, what money we will lose. I don't care. I'm not doing it. Ohio, Tennessee, Texas, Louisiana, Indiana, Colorado, Pennsylvania. Violin's not the only one. Everywhere that there's been a data center, people have been in an uproar against it. They've snuck them in. They've put them in there. They're not going to put them here. They're not going to put them in my town with a vote from me. It's not going to happen. On a better note, there are cameras coming to the city of Millville. There are. Public safety relies on them a lot. It's something that we've needed for a long time, and it's something that I have wanted for a long time. I was a dispatcher for 25 years, and I don't know how many times we could have relied on a simple picture or still from a camera to solve the heinous of crimes. I understand AI technology runs those cameras. I understand that completely. Facial recognition, adverse activity recognition. We met with a camera company just last week. We did a walk. We had a little meeting with them. We did a walkthrough, myself, Commissioner Cott, and our Mr. Bitterman, the city municipal administrator. The company was very knowledgeable. We walked from High Street from Main to Broad, looked at Buck Street, talked about where the cameras are going to go, where we could, where the infrastructure is. Cameras are coming. Crime will drop. And that's one of the things we're going to have. But we're not going to have an AI data center. Another good note that myself and Commissioner Cott have been working on a program since we started running for this election. We wanted to bring back the relationship that the city of Millville had with our school systems, with the VOTEC, with the senior high, for an advancement of students to bring them into the workforce for the city. It's a program that we've really, really put thought into. We've started meeting with the schools. We met last week with Miss Musey from the senior high. I call it the senior high. It's the high school now, but it's always be the senior high. Go Bolts, right? We toured the media room. We toured the auto shop. And the enthusiasm from the kids that we met was unmatched. They lined up. They came up to us. They wanted to know everything. I think a kid left early just so he could go see the 15th Street garage maintenance, fleet maintenance. It's going to be a program that we are going to really try to elaborate and get the kids involved. It's a win for us. It's a win for them. With that, I'll pass on to the other commissioners because I don't want to take all of the thunder for that because it's also Commissioner Cott's idea as well. But that's all I have, Commissioner Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner Taylor. Commissioner Ranello.
Yes, have a lengthy report. Somebody questioned what people know about AI and data centers. And I don't think anybody really knows here, but I'm a contractor with AI and ethics policy for the last 3 to 4 years. So I just wanted to add that out there. Parks and Recreation report. On Saturday, March 8th, we held our Egg-tastic Easter celebration. While it was very cold, we were grateful that it stayed dry this time, especially after a few years of rainy events. The celebration was very well attended. It was wonderful to see so many families enjoying the day out there. I attended with my family, and Vice Mayor Cott was out there with his as well. We both got excited to see the Easter Bunny, and we couldn't resist taking a photo with him. So the day was filled with fun activities for the kids, and a great variety of vendors were out there. It's always a joy to watch the children running around with their bags and baskets, collecting Easter eggs, filled with amazing prizes. We're especially grateful to the members of our community who donated the plastic eggs and filled them with the goodies. They dropped off the goodies to be filled. Your generosity really made the day special. We have a lot of great things happening in our parks. First, we now have a brand new little library at Corson Park that just went in a few days ago. Our previous one was damaged, but this replacement is really beautiful. Special thank you to Brooke Tomlin for the amazing paint job and to the team who installed it. Everyone is encouraged to stop by, take a book, leave a book, and enjoy some reading time in the park. You'll also notice that a new swing set has been installed at Corson Park, and I have been waiting for the kids to be able to enjoy this. The Parks Department recently received a large, actually it was today, a large delivery of mulch, and they're going to be working hard for the rest of the week, have everything ready. Our goal is to have that swing set open by the weekend. You may have noticed the work at the entrance of Buck Park, even with all the bridge construction nearby. Phase 2 of our paver project started here because the entrance was in very poor condition. That's why we started it there. The work is now complete on the paver project, and the front entrance to the park is now open. The pavers are level. The concrete sidewalk, which was frankly a hot mess, now provides a smooth, handicap-accessible pathway. I've also emphasized that environmental design is important to help deter crime. So when you drive over that bridge right now, I encourage everybody to take a look at the park, and you'll notice that visibility is greatly improved right now. This is just the beginning because new landscaping will happen in the coming weeks at Buck Park. New trash cans have already been added. Many other improvements will take place in the near future. And we'll also be sharing photos along the way so you can see the transformation and compare the before and after. A quick update on our UEZ Clean Team. Our Clean Team is a dedicated team of 2 who actively remove trash and improve cleanliness in the UEZ district. This is a very new initiative for us. It's brand new. It's only 2 weeks old. And so far, the Clean Team has tackled the 2 industrial parks, Route 47 northbound, from Orange Street to Bluebird Lane, and today they started Route 47 south. I just want to clarify, so there's no confusion, this team isn't able to clean up every part of our city. I wish it was, but this initiative is funded through UEZ, which has very specific boundaries approved in a plan from the state. So the Clean Team can only clean the UEZ zone. Where is the urban enterprise zone? You could view the official map on our website to see the areas covered. You go to the website, you click departments, scroll down, and you'll see urban enterprise zone. On that page, you'll see a 5-year plan, which includes the UEZ map. I also want to share some really positive news that's had me feeling really optimistic. Even before taking office, Vice Mayor Cott and I committed to making every effort to support unhoused individuals and help lift them towards a more stable situation, while also maintaining and improving our city's public spaces. His experience in community policing and connections with service providers, along with our officers' support in identifying those in need, have been very invaluable. On Thursday morning, about a dozen of us conducted outreach to individuals experiencing homelessness. Professionals were on site to offer services, and several individuals we met have accepted help and are now taking steps towards a fresh start. We plan to continue working with our partners in the city, throughout the county, and meet people where they're at to help them improve their lives. That's the goal. Our upcoming events, we have the following youth sports opening days. Girls softball opening day is Sunday, April 12th at 3 p.m. Babe Ruth opening day is Monday, April 13th at 5:30 p.m. American Little League opening day, Saturday, April 18th at 9 a.m. We also have Arbor Day on April 24th. We're planting a tree around the corner here, 12 p.m. at Patriot Park on 49 and Riverside Drive. Anybody wants to come plant a tree, come join us. Get ready for the citywide community yard sale on Saturday, April 25th. Everyone is invited to participate. This is something new that we're doing. We're excited about it. Just register your address to be listed as a participating home. There's no cost, no permit required. Your permit essentially is joining that list. So it's easy to join the fun. If you want to add your home to the list, or you have any questions about our parks, public property, or any of our events, please call Samantha Cruz, 856-825-7000, extension 7304. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Ranello. Commissioner Casabun.
Okay, before I begin with my reports, I've seen many things in my lifetime. As you notice that I am older, I have gray hair. I have seen companies who tell us coal mines were safe, fracking was safe, smoking was okay, dumping chemicals into the ground was okay. And you can see where Wheaton's has gotten us, our Millville Dye Company. We've learned from history. We need to learn from AI before I will put one here, because until then, my answer is no. All right, with that said, streets and roads. These guys are busy. I'm just going to jump to the thing. Residents, you can still put your brush out front until the end of April. However, don't forget to separate the loose leaves from the brush, because they can't take them. That's on the DEP tells us we can't do that. All right, the other thing is, if you do put your brush out no longer than 6 foot in length, it will not be picked up. The rule always has been no longer than 6 feet in length and 12 inches in diameter. Residents can also take their brush to the center, the compost center on Cedar Street, Thursdays, Tuesdays, and Saturdays. Loose leaves for April collection will begin this week, and we will make one pass through the city for collection. If you have any concerns about anything else, give us a call at 825-7000, extension 7388. Water Department, I did get an update. There new meters that were installed from March the 17th to March the 31st has been 275. So if you do get this in the mail, please make your appointment. It's going to benefit you. Then on another positive note, just to let you guys know that we are starting our yearly hydrant maintenance this month and probably run through October. So if you experience a little bit of low pressure at times, it's only temporary and that's normal. Recycling. I will give credit to Bacon School. They have signed up for Adopt a Road program, and they did their first cleanup on March the 28th. They had 7 volunteers and collected about 700 pounds of litter. On another note, from the storm, we took up 333 tons of brush collected from the snowstorm, and we're still cleaning it up. If you're interested in doing Adopt a Road or clean up your street community, please give us a call. We would love to get everybody together and working together like we used to with the community, cleaning up. We can do a street, you can do a block, you can do a whole neighborhood. And just give us a call. Give Chris Finch a call at 825-7000, extension 712. And that's enough for right now.
Thank you, Commissioner
Thank you.
Cosgrove. Vice Mayor Cott, what do you have for us?
Hi, we've been a little bit busy last couple of weeks. I do want to thank everybody for coming here, and I'm glad you guys are going to start coming every other week,
Yep.
right? So the first and third Tuesday of every month, we hope to see you here, and we've got pictures of all of you guys to make sure you return. The egg hunt, oh, phew, that was cold, but that was fun. They put out 1,000 eggs, 1,000 eggs in 3 different fields. The kids didn't seem cold, but me and Commissioner Ranella were a little chilly. But it was definitely a good time and a great event. Also attended the sunrise service on Sunday. That was well attended, and just to let you know, it was supposed to rain all day, and the sun came out beautiful like it was meant to be. So I appreciate attending there. The school visit. We've been talking about that for a long time. We want to try to bring back the kids that are going to Millville, live in Millville, to stay and work for us in Millville. So we have reached out to them. They've been extremely helpful and excited. And the programs that they have at the high school are insane. And where were they when we went to school? They were making 3D stuff. They were doing all kinds of stuff in there. The mechanic shop, that kid that Commissioner Taylor was talking about, like, he was giddy thinking he has an opportunity to work for the city of Millville. And I think he did sneak out right after we left. But there's so much talent in this city that we're trying to get them and have them work here. We are changing a lot of things here. We're improving a lot of things here, and we're excited to bring in some young workers. The walk on Thursday was incredible. We had, and I sure hope I don't miss anybody, but it starts with Sarah Williams from the Cumberland County Human Services Coordinator. She helped organize all of this, and we had, I'm counting, I think 8 different organizations. When we say we want to help the unhoused and people struggling with addiction and mental illness, we want to do it in a humane way, right? They are still people of our town. We still love them, and we still respect them. And to watch everybody come together, we had Mission Teens out there. We had Collaborative Partners of South Jersey out there. We had the homeless shelter out there, the Guidance Center, Capital Recovery, and our wonderful neighbor, the Hope Center, who was vital to recognizing everybody that we came upon and their needs. And it was a true blessing that the people we encountered and saw the help that was coming. Now, we do know that this isn't just a one-time fix. We are going to continue this as long as we can. But while we're also helping them, we're also cleaning up the city. We are bringing them, making sure that they have everything they need to get all the help they can, and it doesn't stop there. We have created such great partners with these organizations that they're following up the next day. They're trying to get them their meds for those who can't get it. They're trying to get them help that they didn't have access to. It's something that we are trying to build this group of organizations that can truly try to help a lot of the residents of our city that's struggling. I'm very proud of that, and I'm very proud to walk with you, Commissioner Ranella, with all that. There's just, I know, I guess there's not a lot of people want to do business here, but I don't know, because we keep having people keep coming up to us, starting new businesses. So don't always listen to what you hear. There are people that want to do business here, and they're excited. Some of them we're trying to calm down a little bit. We won't tell you about them, but they're excited about Millville and downtown and things like that. And good things are coming, good things, and we appreciate it. So I think that's all I have for now, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner Cott. First, I would like to personally thank our planning board attorney, Lou Gardy, and our development attorney, Connor Kimmel, for working personally with me on the data center prohibition ordinance. Worked hand in hand with those two attorneys to push this forward. Lou Gardy is a tremendous attorney. I've never seen an attorney quite like this, sorry, Mr. Solicitor, but I send her an email, and I think an email comes back 3 minutes later. So you have some big shoes to fill there.
Get a smaller hourglass so it has less time.
Yes. No, you're doing an awesome job. But Lou Gardy was tremendous in working on this ordinance, very responsive, and I think she did a tremendous job crafting this. Connor Kimmel, our development attorney, helped look it over with her, so we have a professional staff. I saw somebody one time, why do we have so many attorneys? I think the city, Mr. How many attorneys do you think the city has in total?
Way too many.
Take a guess.
Way.
20 attorneys?
Yeah.
And people say, why does the city have so many attorneys? Well, you think about doctors. If you go to the doctor, how many doctors do some of you people go to? You have your regular doctor, and then you have your eye doctor, and then you have your heart doctor, and then you have, same thing with the city attorneys. They all have specialties, and the law is a very complicated thing, as our solicitor knows. And he's like the family, the family practitioner over there. He handles a lot of things, but when things get very detailed, you turn to one of your specialty attorneys, and that's why the city has so many attorneys. So we thank our specialty attorneys. They do a great job for the city, and they are looking out for you. When we hire an attorney, Connor Kimmel and Lou Gardy, they are not somebody who is sticking up for anybody but the citizens of the city. That's what they're there for. They look out for you and for what we need them to do. So they're on our side. So thanks to those guys. As far as the fifth floor, construction and code enforcement. Code enforcement moves along well. We have 212 code violations in the first quarter. That is up from the first quarter last year. Construction permit fees went up to $138,000. That's about a 13% increase from last year. We are really holding not developers, but people coming to do construction more accountable than we've done in the past. We haven't done a good job in the past with holding them accountable. We're doing a much better job, and people are actually getting the permits they're supposed to be getting, which hasn't happened very well in the past. So we're doing a better job at that. We're moving closer and closer to demolishing blighted properties in the city. As a matter of fact, after this meeting, myself and Mr. DiMichele will be looking at holding, the process for holding hearings on about 5 different properties. So these buildings that you see burn out in the city that people, why won't they do something with that building? They're going to start. It's a detailed process. The money comes from CBDG funds. It's not an easy process. So there's a lot of things you have to do. DEP, everybody thinks it's very simple to come and do certain things, but there's so many things you have to do to make things like that happen. You have to check with the Historical Society to make sure the building's not historical. You have to check with the DEP to make sure there's not bad things that could happen when you start tearing it down. So there's a lot of things that have to happen that people don't realize, that I didn't realize when I first came in. But, you know, but there's a lot of things that happen, and we're moving closer and closer to demolishing buildings. Let's see. So happy with code enforcement. Engineering, I don't really do this all the time, but every so often I'm going to give you an idea of what our engineering department is doing. They are still continuing to work on the third secondary class clarifier over at the sewer department. That is moving along with our engineering department, and they should be done that project. They're about a third of the way through the project, but we're hoping that's going to be done by the end of the year. We have a solids dewatering upgrade. The design is done, and we're just waiting on permits to get that project started. Ireland Avenue, they're upgrading a force main. The project's almost 95% complete, and what that will do, that will allow us to get more water over to our industrial park, which we're going to need because the industrial park needs more water. There's not much infrastructure over there, so we're moving more infrastructure over there. The water utility, they're going to be painting some of the water utility. This is things that the engineering department gets very involved in. Pleasant Avenue is going to be getting the water, the lead and galvanized water mains are going to be being replaced, and it's designed and it's advertised to go out to bid, so the engineering is done with that. Geisinger Avenue water improvements, it's under design right now, so they're going to be improving the water delivery over there as well as the lead and galvanized services there. Road improvements, everybody wants to know what's happening with road improvements now. Pleasant Drive road improvements are going to start once the water improvements are complete, so I know the people that live on Pleasant Drive are excited to hear that. South 14th Street will be being paved. The contractor's supposed to start this month. Geisinger Avenue road improvements, it's under design. So they're designing that right now. The Buck Street improvements are still under design right now. So once that's done, that's going to be moving toward getting done. And Laurel Lake road improvements, we're waiting for something from the Laurel Lake housing, the HOA, to let us know what order that they want those roads to be paved in. Possibly have those roads done by the end of 2026. So that's kind of what's going on with engineering, and I think that's all I have. All right, where we go? Madam Clerk, can we move on to regular business?
Ordinance for second reading. Ordinance for second reading, item number 1, an ordinance amending the municipal code of the City of Millville, Chapter 39, Motor Vehicle and Traffic Regulations, remove handicap parking, 502 Dock Street. And there is a public hearing to note as well.
Can we get a motion?
Public hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry. If anybody would like to come to the podium and talk or have anything to say about that, please approach the podium. Seeing no one at the podium, let's continue.
I'd like to make a motion.
I'll second that.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon?
Yes.
Ordinance for second reading, item number 2, an ordinance amending the municipal code of the City of Millville, Chapter 39, Motor Vehicle and Traffic Regulations, add handicap parking at 919 North Street.
If anybody would like to comment on this, please approach the podium. Seeing no one at the podium, can we get a motion?
Like to make a motion.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon?
Yes.
Ordinance for second reading, item number 3, an ordinance amending the municipal code of the City of Millville, Chapter 39, Motor Vehicle and Traffic Regulations, add handicap parking at 219 West McNeil Street.
If anybody would like to speak about this, please approach the podium. Seeing no one at the podium,
Like to make a motion.
I'll second that.
roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon?
Yes.
Ordinance for second reading, item number 4, an ordinance approving and authorizing an application to the Cumberland County Roadway Department for First United Methodist Church of Millville to hold a coin drop on May 23rd, 2026 at the intersections of Buck Shootum Road and Cedarville Road.
If anybody would like to comment on this, please approach the podium. Seeing no one at the podium,
I'd like to make a motion.
Second the motion.
roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon?
Yes.
Ordinance for second reading, item number 5, an ordinance approving and authorizing an application to the Cumberland County Roadway Department for the Dividing Creek Fire and Rescue to hold a coin drop on August 29th, 2026 at the intersections of Buckshootum Road and Cedarville Road.
If you would like to make a comment, please approach the podium. Seeing no one,
Like to make a motion?
I second it.
roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon.
Yes.
Ordinances for the first reading. Ordinance for first reading, item number 1, an ordinance amending the salary ordinance.
Like to make a motion?
Second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon.
Yes.
Ordinance for first reading, item number 2, an ordinance amending Chapter 30, Land Use and Development Regulations.
Like to make a motion?
Like to second?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon.
Yes, that's the one to clap for. All right. Madam Clerk, resolutions, please.
Resolution item number 1, resolution authorizing amendment number 1 to professional services contract Clark, Canton, and Heights.
Like to make a motion?
I second it.
Yes, if this is for affordable housing to get us up to our plan that we, and for us to move on to the 4th round.
That's correct. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon.
Yes.
Resolution item number 2, resolution authorizing tax and utility adjustments.
Like to make a motion?
Second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon.
Yes.
Resolution item number 3, resolution authorizing an amendment to the Four Seasons Agreement street lighting provision.
Like to make a motion?
Second it. So this is, it's already an agreement we have in place, so we're just continuing and correcting, I guess, and adding the streetlights that are part of the contract.
Correct. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon.
Yes.
Resolution item number 4, resolution awarding a non-fair and open contract to Trojan Technologies.
Yeah, we had Sal here on Thursday to explain this agenda item during Thursday's work session. The UV disinfection equipment is approaching 10 years old. It's going to need full replacement. Replacement parts are manufacturer specific. Cost is coming from the sewer utility budget, and the warranty starts only when the new module is installed.
Make a motion?
Second?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon.
Yes.
Resolution item number 5, resolution appointing the municipal safety coordinator.
Like to make a motion?
Second?
Yes, if this is not a paid position, this is a position that we have to have through the JIF. It's one of our own employees that are going around and just making sure everything in the city is safe for the employees, making sure we're adhering to all the safety regulations.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon.
Yes.
Resolution item number 6, resolution of the Commissioners of the City of Millville authorizing a public fireworks display.
It's described at the work session. This is for our 4th of July, America's 250th birthday. I'd like to make a motion.
Second the motion?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Happy 250th. Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon.
Yes.
Resolution item number 7, resolution authorizing the City of Millville to apply for recycling tonnage grants.
All right, this was also discussed at the meeting work session, and this is simply part of an annual tonnage report that is certifies that the city has complied with the requirements of the state law mandating the tonnage report, and that we intend to comply with them again in 2026. Make a motion?
Second motion.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon.
Yes.
Resolution item number 8, resolution of the City of Millville and the County of Cumberland, New Jersey, authorizing the execution of a First Amendment to the redevelopment agreement and purchase and sale agreement with CRP Development Urban Renewal, LLC, for property identified as a portion of Block 136, Lot 1.
This is a adjustment of dates on the redevelopment agreement. Basically, we had a pretty aggressive date schedule when it came to this property. It just basically adjusts dates. I think the best way I can do an analogy for this is everybody here has probably purchased a house, and when your closing date gets pushed because of title or because of this or that or sewer engineering, everybody's gone through that when they close on a house. Imagine you're trying to build something that has engineering, DEP waivers, all kinds of things like that. Things get pushed back, and we were pretty aggressive with our original timeline because we want things to get, built in Millville quickly. So these are just small adjustments to the timeline. We are closing on this property April 15th. We're very excited that we're closing on this land April 15th. And if you don't readjust the timelines, you can't close. So without readjusting the timelines for, like, say, when, titles and things like that are supposed to be done, you can't close with an agreement that's, not matching what they think is going to happen. So we're very happy that this is going to be closing on the 15th. And, they've been a great developer. They are a model developer. And, if everybody develops like CRP does, we'll be, cooking.
And if you want to know any more, we did a presentation at a work session that gives a lot more detail, so you can get some information about that.
Yeah,
as
take a
well.
look at the work session on that one, and there's, our attorney, Connor Kimmel, gave probably half an hour, maybe a half an hour on the details of this project and some questions. So take a look at that, and there's a lot of questions answered there. He's our expert on it, and he did a great job at answering a lot of questions. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Did we make a motion?
Nope, I thought we did.
I'd like to make a motion.
Second the motion?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon?
Yes.
Resolution item number 9, resolution of the City of Millville, County of Cumberland, New Jersey, authorizing the issuance of non-recourse redevelopment area bonds in an aggregate principal amount of $400,000.
And this is a bond that goes along with, we'll get that $400,000 when we close on the 15th. If you want more information, there's a little handout that I had prepared along with Connor Kimmel, our development attorney, over on the, if there's not enough, if you'd like a handout and there's not enough over there, see me after, or I can email it to you, and it gives an update or an explanation of the bond in detail so you can see exactly how the bond works. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second the motion?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon?
Yes.
Resolution item number 10, resolution authorizing the City of Millville to enter into the North Jersey Wastewater Cooperative Pricing System.
This
Make a
is-
motion?
This is just, it doesn't cost us anything. It's just we're joining, multiple agencies to get lower prices and like any other cooperative pricing system.
Make a
Sorry.
motion?
Second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon?
Yes.
Resolution item number 11, resolution of the City of Millville and the County of Cumberland, New Jersey, referring the ordinance amending City Code Chapter 30, Land Use and Development Regulations to the Planning Board.
And this is sending that ordinance over to the planning board for any recommendations they have. They have 35 days to do it, and they'll send it back to us, and that's when you'll get our second reading. So come back and enjoy the second reading with us.
Make a motion?
Second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon?
Yes.
Resolution item number 12, resolution authorizing filing an application with the U.S. Department of Justice, Bureau of Justice Assistance for funding under the FY 2025 Local Justice Assistance Grant Program and authorizing a shared services agreement between the City of Vineland, City of Millville, City of Bridgeton, and County of Cumberland for such funding.
So, yeah, this is a countywide basically a law enforcement grant that different police departments put in what they're planning on using for, and they get awarded based on the plans that they put in. This is pretty much a yearly thing that we've been doing for a while. I'd like to make a motion.
Second the motion?
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon?
Yes.
Resolution item number 13, resolution authorizing the tax collector to issue duplicate certificate of sales as per NJSA 54:521.1.
I'd like to make a motion.
Second the motion.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon?
Yes.
Resolution item number 14, resolution to award a contract for the purchase of polymer.
We had already put this out to bid, and this resolution awards the contract. That's Carol. Carol, you want to make a motion?
I make a motion?
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon?
Yes.
Resolution item number 15, resolution authorizing an amendment for the purchase of a UAZ-funded truck.
So this was covered during our work session. Samantha Cruz came to explain the additional $2,500. We had already approved this in February. This is a different truck with a different bed on it. Originally, Gentilini Ford quoted us at $11,000 extra, and that seemed too costly for us, and they came back for the better truck at $2,500. So that's what this is.
Like to make a motion?
I'll second that.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon?
Yes. New business, Madam Clerk?
New business item number 1, motion to approve special event on public lands, Teen Arts Festival, April 22nd, 2026, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., various venues on High Street.
Make a motion?
Second the motion?
Yeah, so this is a highly attended teen arts festival on High Street. If you are driving down High Street, use a little precaution because there's hundreds of teenagers going to probably 6 or 7 different venues there. And it's very exciting for them and a good day, so.
Absolutely. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon?
Yes.
New business item number 2, motion to approve special event on public lands, National Day of Prayer, May 7th, 2026, 4:30 to 6:30 p.m., Buck Street Park.
Make a motion?
Second it.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ranello?
Yes.
Mayor Dixon?
Yes. We have now reached the public comment portion of the meeting. If you have any comments, please go to the podium, state your name and address and your concerns. Limit your comments to approximately 5 minutes.
We really need to get that show fixed.
I can begin? Hi. My name is Ramon Mora again from
Hold on a
Rhode
second,
Island.
hold on a second.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Ramon Mora Jr. again from Violin. I just had some concerns because again, I do business in Millville. I go through Millville. This actually is to Commissioner Taylor. I understand you're excited and eager to bring cameras to Millville. I kind of think it's a great idea, but I also have some concerns about it. Will you pledge to ensure that there's some type of safeguards to prevent potential abuse by organizations like ICE of these cameras leading to targeting of innocent people? Pledging maybe a closed system perhaps where only local law enforcement might have access to them. A lot of these flock cameras are owned by Palantir. Palantir works with ICE and Microsoft. I think of like Marimar Martinez, who was targeted by ICE using all different types of surveillance systems and then shot 5 times. The next question I would have is, would you pledge to real accountability and justice being delivered to those who might be accidentally swept up and being misidentified by these systems beyond something like an oops, my bad? I think of a case involving a Tennessee grandmother where she was misidentified and sent in a bank fraud case and sent to North Dakota, where she spent 2 months in jail for being mis-ID'd. Is that something that you could potentially pledge today that you would seek to implement with these cameras?
So we are in the infancy stage of this, a little bit above the infancy stage. We don't even really know what brand or kind of camera we're going to use.
Okay.
But it's primarily going to be used by our police department.
And is that going to be kind of like in writing, or is that just like you're saying that?
It's our police
It's gonna
department.
be a policy.
Right,
It
there'll
has to be a
there'll be
policy.
policies
Okay.
written for them, yes,
All
yes.
right, I appreciate it. And again, I like the idea. I just have some real concerns about it being abused. But thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Moore.
Good afternoon, everyone. The Millville Historical Society has two events coming up this April. One will take you inside one of the most storied buildings in this city, and one that will take you inside one of the most storied grounds. Both are free and open to the public. Also, I skipped over this. I'm Tanner. I live on Ladow Avenue, and I'm on the Board of Trustees of the Millville Historical Society. The annual meeting takes place on Saturday, April 11th, from 1 to 4 in the afternoon at the historic 1814 Wood Mansion House, 821 Columbia Avenue. This afternoon begins with a brief business session, followed by two presentations exploring very different corners of local history. The first presentation is called Through the Eyes of History, Reflections of 19th Century Millville. This one draws directly from the journals and letters of the Richard D. Wood family, named after Wood School here in Millville. The people who lived and worked in that very mansion. Through their words, attendees will get a window into 19th century Millville that no textbook can offer. We're talking about the iron foundry, the cotton mill, company housing, company stores, the railroad, the Union Lake Dam, the industrial backbone of the city told in the voices of those who built it. The second presentation is called Toxins in Your Kitchen Collections by Catherine Saxton Granado, hearth cook and program specialist at South Jersey Curations LLC. This session is of particular interest to anyone who owns or collects vintage kitchenware. If you collect your own vintage kitchenware, copper, pots, pewter mugs, old redware or yellowware bowls, you'll want to hear this. Kathy will showcase real examples of copper, brass, pewter, redware, stoneware, and yellowware that have been tested for lead. She'll discuss how corrosion and metal composition can affect whether these treasured pieces are actually safe to cook with or eat off of. The session takes place in the historic kitchen of the Wood Mansion House itself, an appropriate setting for the subject matter. Attendees are welcome to bring questions about their own vintage kitchen pieces. The annual meeting is free and open to the public. Light snacks and drinks will be served. Parking is available behind the mansion, accessible from Church Street. That's Saturday, April 11th, 1 to 4 p.m. at the Wood Mansion House, 821 Columbia Avenue. 2 weeks later, on Saturday, April 25th, the same day as the citywide yard sale. So if you have time, you can stop by. The Millville Historical Society will host a guided walking tour of Mount Pleasant Cemetery, mausoleums, mayors, and memorials. Some of these mayors up here, we're going to be visiting their graves. This year marks the 160th anniversary of the opening of the cemetery, the incorporation of Millville as a city, and the first mayoral election of James M. Wells. The tour visits notable mausoleums and underground mausoleums, as well as the final resting place of many Millville's mayors and other distinguished citizens. As one of the tour guides, I will be portraying James Wells, Millville's first official mayor and the first superintendent of Mount Pleasant Cemetery in period costume. This tour runs from 2 to 3:30 p.m. at Mount Pleasant Cemetery, 601 West Main Street. After entering through the main arch entrance, visitors should proceed to the top of the hill where a small parking lot is on the left. Comfortable walking shoes are recommended. Following the tour all are welcome at the Wood Mansion, again, 821 Columbia Avenue for refreshments, conversation, and a pictorial history of Mount Pleasant Cemetery. Mansion tours will be available upon request. The event is free and open to everyone with donations appreciated. Two events, 2 Saturdays in April. The annual meeting on 11th inside the Wood Mansion House. The cemetery tour on the 25th out in the open air of Mount Pleasant Cemetery. Both are free. Both are open to everyone. And both are rooted in the same idea, that Millville has a history worth knowing, worth celebrating, and worth sharing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Litsky.
All right. I also want to bring up the concern about the flock. Ooh, almost dropped the microphone. I just wanted to adjust it. Yeah, the flock cameras, I wanted to bring up that case, but he kind of beat me to it. It's pretty neat to make it to the end of city council meeting. That usually happen. Yeah, so the AI data center, we have a planning board meeting on May 28th. I would appreciate if our neighbors came out because, again, it's going to affect, you, more it's going to affect us, and I think it's very important. I don't know what the rules are for other representatives of cities coming out either, but I would, if you just sit in a chair, you have to be technical, you have to go by law, it's kind of like a court case, you can cross-examine, you cannot just go off of motion, you have to bring up legitimate reasons why it's bad. And the LNG tank is a major concern considering other places. I know we were kind of lied to, and liquid natural gas is better for us than coal, but it's really not, and they can explode, and there's all these problems with it. And again, it's going to affect Millville, more it's going to affect Violence. So May 28th, planning board meeting, I would just love to have butts in seats. You don't need to talk. So thank you.
Tamara Davis, just a couple comments. I want to make it perfectly clear that I'm not against development. I'm not against the CRP project. I know it's been brewing for a long, long, long time. But someone previously said about being stewards of the environment, and I feel compelled to speak more so for the public to understand. With the closing of the CRP property out by the airport, the first phase is expected to be completed by end of 2027, with the next phases starting the beginning of 2028. That's 744 square feet of warehouse space. Along with that comes truck traffic. As of right now, all the truck traffic is going to go through this city. So if you live on Main Street, if you live on, which is 49 or 47, or even Carmel Road, you're going to get that truck traffic. So if you can imagine the traffic that will support 744 square feet. This project cannot be complete unless there's something done with Nab Avenue. All right, so there will be only one phase. So one of the previous public members also mentioned something about the taxpayers are losing because the payment of the bond is taken away from the pilot. Think about it this way, 744 square feet, we get $400,000, our pilot is reduced, and then the public has to deal with the truck traffic unless it proceeds. And as of right now, there is no funding, and from what I can tell, because I can't get an answer to this, there is no plan for when the Nab Avenue is supposed to break ground or even start. Now, according to the to what you approved tonight, I do believe Nab Avenue has to be completed for Phase 2, or at least in the works for Phase 2, and that is about a year and a half away. And we all know in this room that it does not take a year and a half to go through all the approval processes, plus get the funding to be done by a year and a half. If it does not proceed to Phase 2, the city will be stuck with truck traffic on every major route through it. And that bridge will not be done by 2028. It will not. And do you have assurances that it can handle not only the construction traffic that will start, which is due to be I guess, this fall, plus the truck traffic that's supports 744 square feet, if that bridge can handle it. So it'll make traffic that much worse.
Thank you, Ms. Davis. Mrs. Davis.
Hi, Donna Stiles, Millville. I serve as the coordinator of services here at the Trinity First Hope Center. First off, I'd like to express my appreciation to both Commissioners Ranella and Cott. The respect and dignity and compassion that was shown by that group that went out last Thursday was just, I so appreciate that. I want to tell you that out of the 7 guests that we encountered that day, we're still working with 3. 4 are doing very, very well. So they are making progress. We're trying to get them as many services as we can to get them out of the situation they were in. So thank you so much. I know, in case somebody doesn't know what the Hope Center does, we are a 7-day-a-week meal program. We serve not only the unhoused, we also serve those who are facing food insecurity or food insufficiency. It's amazing, unfortunately, how many senior citizens we get from the neighboring high-rises who come to a meal every day. Let's face it, food prices are going up and Social Security doesn't quite keep up to it. So it's fine. That's why we're there. We are also the site for Millville Code Blue, which thankfully is wrapped up. It's been a very, very brutal winter. We were open 74 nights this past winter. And with the exception of 2 paid overnight staff who work from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., our entire program is volunteer staffed and run. So our volunteers are enjoying this weather. I'm enjoying this weather, trust me. But we are the site for that. We will also be the site for Millville Code Red this summer, which will act as the cooling center, not just for the unhoused, but again, for anybody who may not have air conditioning, who may not have access to fans. Our doors are going to be open. But what we're very, very excited about and why I'm here is that on Monday, May 4th, we will be celebrating the 6th birthday of the Hope Center. And we will, this will be an outdoor celebration in our parking lot. We like to be loud, so why not take it all outdoors? We have a lot of services coming. We have Complete Care bringing their mobile units. We have Board of Social Services are going to be there. We have addiction counselors are going to be there. We have mental health counselors are going to be there. It's all about trying to make it a one-stop shop for anybody who might need it. We're going to have food. We're going to have music. I'm hoping to have a mobile barber shop, and our guys can get free haircuts. You're first in line, right? All righty. The best part is the ice cream truck is coming at 12 o'clock. That's what they're most excited about. But I'm here to extend an invitation to the entire commission. Our party is going to run from 10 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon. So we would love it if you could stop in, get a first-hand view up front. I mean, you've all been there, but this could be up front, personal. Volunteers will all be there, guests will be there. But we'd love to have you guys there also. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Commissioners. How you doing? Robert McQuaid from Millville, also a host of Talk Around Millville and a former city commissioner. Just wanted to give you some handout. Like, we do have the radio show, and we mentioned to you and said you could come on to the show. I've talked to Mayor Dixon. He's a very busy man, but I've talked to all of you, and except for Sherman. But I was a little disappointed in you, Sherman, because Wayne or Dave asked you, and you said absolutely not. You wouldn't come on the show. So I took that as...
I'm not doing any more radio shows, Rob.
What's that, sir?
Sorry, I'm not doing any more radio shows.
Yeah, what I'm doing is trying to give you guys a PR for the city. You're looking for it, and it's free, and I'm paying for it. We had the Hope Chest on there with Denise, and actually they were on there, and they got a response of over $500 from somebody that came onto the radio show. So I'm putting it out there for you, your opportunity. If you don't want to come on, at least give us some information so we can give it to the people. And, we could talk with them. We're not on the radio show to tear you apart. We're not on the radio show to batter you like some other hosts would do. It would be nice if you could. Other than that, we were talking, we had you on live on the radio show tonight from people talking up here about the data center. No one brought up about the data center that's off of Clayville, off of Lincoln Avenue. I know it's violent, but it's a hop, skip, and a jump and a kiss from Millville. Okay? It's real close. So what is, I know we can't do anything about it, but what is the environmental issue problem with that so close to Millville? Why didn't they build it up on northern part of Vineland where Garden Road is? Why so close to town? It seemed like Northeast Precast had some type of a deal, maybe possibly with the land that they sold, and had it here for Millville, close to Millville. Are they trying to like share service or something? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out why it was that area was picked, or is Northeast Precast trying to get some type of financial benefit from it? But regardless of what's going to happen is that the environmental issues that the people were talking that we were listening to tonight on the radio show is going to exactly come to us from Clayville if we don't watch what's going on. So are they going to use our water? Are they going to use some of our electric? Because I don't think Vinyl Electrical Plant is capable enough to take care of that entire thing, because we do have a grid on 2nd Street across from Walgreens. So are they going to use that, or are they going to kind of share service in that? I mean, that's an issue. We did have people call in for that as well. So there were some other things I wanted to bring up, but I think you're doing a good job bringing people in for the police department, and your guys are fresh. people were complaining about some shootings and stuff in the beginning, but it happens. It's in the beginning. You guys are fresh into this, and I'm sure before your term's up, it'll probably be way under control, and the cameras are a good start. So, but again, if you could, any of you take the opportunity to get in touch with us so that we could, it's not a game that we're playing on that radio show. We're there because I care about the city. I do it because I care. Some people said, oh, it's McQuaid, he's just a simpleton, or as Vanneman said, oh, he's just rambling. No, I'm not. I care about the city. I've been caring about the city since I got run over by a damn fire truck at 4th and Broad in 1971 and ended up with 2 broken legs. And the best thing that I had, and remember, was police officers and firefighters coming in and every day visiting and bringing me G.I. Joe dolls, the big ones. So, I mean, that's what made my love for the city. But as time progressed, I feel that some people in office think that I'm basically going to say it, an idiot, and you don't like to talk to me. And that's, if you have that aspect about me, you're wrong. You're 100% wrong. I like to play dumb sometimes so that I can get the answers that I need, because sometimes it doesn't work out when I ask them normally. So, yeah, I do feel that way, so. And I felt that way with certain people I was on school board with as well.
Mr.
Thank
McCoy,
you.
Before you leave, I just want to say to you, I don't get a chance to come on your show because I do work at night.
Right, I
work in the
know.
morning, I
You're a
work here
professor.
during the day, and then I work at night. Being as PR part of what I do, if you would, I do listen to your shows sometimes, and I do look at social media, and sometimes it's frustrating on my part when I hear you talk about things, and I sit there and I go, wrong. If you are going to be talking about an issue, I know I can't come on myself. Send me some questions. Email me some questions, and I'd be happy to give you some
A lot of it's a
information.
spur of a moment thing that comes out when we come
I know. Or, if you're talking about something you're not sure, make some notes, send me some questions, be happy to talk. I'm not avoiding you. It's just I do work at night.
Right, yeah, I know you're not, because you're a professor as well. But we were going to have Tracy come on, and she was willing, but for some reason, your business administrator said no. And I'm not trying to bring her on and try to to batter the city. I'm bringing her on so she can feed the city some information. So that's transparency is what we want.
Right, I get that. I don't know if that's the role of some of our employees. It's not a policy that but me being, part
Well,
of
that came
PR
from the business administrator, and
Exactly,
I'm not happy about
exactly,
that.
and that's
but-
the policy I believe he has for the rest of the employees. So just
Yeah.
send me your questions, and I'll be happy to get you answers that I can. And I want to engage with you. I just can't do it on your show.
Well, I'd like to get
personally.
information about the data center from Vineland, how that's going to affect us, because it's
A
so
lot
close.
of, you came in a little late. A lot of people talked about that.
We heard it, we did hear it,
okay.
because it does have the environmental issue, it's still able to come over this way. It's like a hot skip and a jump.
Thank
It's
you.
like from me
Your
to
time.
you.
All right,
All right,
Mr. McCoy.
thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
Evening again, Tim Speroni, Millville. Commissioner Taylor, I know this is on you. I know that your predecessor decimated the police force in the last 4 years. He started out with 84, and I think he left you with 55, 60. But let me relate a couple incidents.
Is his microphone on?
I'm sorry, is it on?
He's just taller than the microphone.
Sorry. So let me relate a couple incidences that happened to me, or it didn't happen to me, but I went through. Twice in March, I had the fortunate occasion to go to Maine, visit my son, my granddaughter, my daughter-in-law. Both times, coming back down the parkway, ring notification, my wife's reading it to me. Gunshot victim in Millville. Man barricaded. It basically was telling us to avoid certain areas. I have videos, and you probably have seen them, of one man. It's not funny. He's out in public and defecating on a public street. I know this isn't your fault. I know that you came into this, but we need help. Because it's not if, it's when somebody innocent is going to get injured. It's coming. Friday night, there was a brawl at the Wawa near the high school, right? 5 or 6 people got arrested, and that's what I was told. Right before this meeting, I got a text message. Same Wawa. Guy reaches over the counter and tries to snatch cash out of it. So something happened. I guess it was a fight, and Millville was called. The other question I have is, we have a shared services agreement with the Sheriff's Department, with the UEZ money that we pay them. Why are they not in the UEZ zones and Millville PD, who, basically know the streets, know Millville, are out in that reverse role. I'm just trying to get my head around that, because I would think you would want the people who know Millville and the sheriff's department would be in the UEZ zones, like High Street on Third Friday. That way, you know, they would be there to assist. Switching off that, and again, I understand what you walked into. I saw 600 block of High Street, which is the gateway to the city, is atrocious. What did we just have? We had a guy found in a pickup truck behind that restaurant there, dead from an OD. We had the place shot up. Apparently, this video that I was referencing happened right around that area. It never ends. And I just, you know, when you want to present a good picture to people coming into our city, that's the gateway to the city. People drive by them. And now, it's not wintertime anymore, and it's going to be a long summer. I have a bad feeling. I think, I don't know exact statistics, we have 4 or 5 people shot since January. That's disheartening. I've been here 40 years. As far as, you know, what to be done, I don't know what the answer is. I know what I'd like to do, but I'm not in that position. I think you just need, I mean, I have a video of a bunch of kids running through Millville, pulls out a Glock, it's got a 30-round extended magazine. Now, I'm a gun guy, okay? I mean, I can tell you, I mean, I've shot all my life, I've always had firearms. A 17, 18-year-old kid driving around with that, I'll show you the video if you want. I have it on the phone. It's scary.
Can you see that kid's face in that video?
Excuse me?
Can you see the
You
kid's face?
can't see
in-
who it is.
No.
They hide themselves. And then you have, I guess, a self-proclaimed rapper who says he's going to take 6 bodies in Millville. I mean, I have that video too. So they were all sent to me. I didn't find them on my own. They were sent to me. I just want you, I know you're aware, but it's concerning more and more to people who live here all their lives, who are elderly, can't defend themselves if somebody breaks into their house. And I think that all the emphasis we put on things concerning the city, I think a lot more emphasis should be put on that. That's my feeling. Switching back over to zoning and preventing different entities coming. I don't know how I feel about data center. I think that there's not enough known yet. There's not empirical evidence either way. But when you have a zoning law or a restriction in place, NIMBY, not in my backyard, it's not an argument.
Mr. Sparagna, your time has expired.
Well, I think that you're going to wind up in court over this. That's my feeling. Thank you.
So, just one quick thing, Mr. Spranian. So, we are on the road to being at the 85 cap, probably around September, October.
Sure.
Just today, myself and Finance Commissioner Cott talking about how we can raise that cap to 100 or 105.
Can I?
We said 100, 105.
I know my time's up. I understand that, but you know, it still presents the problem when you have young officers. And I know it's from application to graduation, it's about a year and a half.
About a year, yeah.
So once you tie OJT into that, yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hello, my name's Lisa Lauer. I live on Cedar Street out near the airport. Good evening, everyone. I want to speak tonight on 3 issues that, while are different on the surface, are deeply connected to the overall quality of life and public safety in our community. Panhandling, brush and leaf collection, and basic municipal service responsiveness in the city of Millville. Let me be direct. Residents are not asking for luxury. They are asking for order, safety, and consistency in the basic functions of their city. When those fundamentals slip, everything else feels harder. Public trust weakens, neighborhoods feel neglected, and people begin to lose confidence that their concerns are being heard. First, panhandling. No one is suggesting that we ignore people in need. Compassion is not the issue. But we must also be honest about what residents are experiencing every day at intersections, exit ramps, and busy commercial areas. People stepping into traffic, approaching vehicles aggressively, or lingering in high traffic zone creates real safety concerns, not just for drivers, but for the individuals themselves. We cannot normalize conditions where residents feel uncomfortable rolling down their windows at a red light, where visitors form a negative impression of our city the moment that they enter it. Public spaces must remain safe, accessible, and orderly for everyone. This is not about criminalizing poverty. It is about enforcing reasonable, already established public safety boundaries. If someone is in need, the appropriate response is referral to services, not allowing unsafe activities in roadways or high-risk intersections. Law enforcement and social services must work together with clear protocols. Redirect, assist, and when necessary, enforce existing ordinances consistently and fairly. Second, the brush and leaf collection. This is one of those issues that may seem minor until it directly affects your home. Residents see piles of brush sitting for extended periods of time. Leaves accumulate. Curb appeals decline. Drainage can be impacted. And the frustration grows when pickup schedules are inconsistent or very unclear. People are not asking for perfection. They're asking for reliability. If we advertise a service, we must have the operational capacity to deliver it. If staffing, equipment, or scheduling is not sufficient, then we need to acknowledge that honestly and adjust expectations or invest in improvements. What cannot continue is a service system where residents are left guessing when or if their streets will even be serviced for trash or brush. A city functions best when small issues are handled before they become large ones. Brush left too long becomes dumping. Leaves left too long becomes flood risks. And both become symbols of neglect, even when the intent of city workers is the exact opposite. Third, and more broadly, public safety and municipal responsiveness. These issues are not isolated. They reflect a larger question. How effectively are we maintaining the day-to-day standards that residents rely on? Public safety is not only a major crime, it is also about whether people feel safe walking into a store, driving through an intersection, or just living on a clean and maintained street. It is about whether rules are enforced consistently. Is it about whether city services arrive when promised? When basic systems work, everything else becomes easier. Businesses invest more confidently. Neighborhoods take pride in the upkeep. Families feel more secure. And the city's reputation improves naturally without marketing or slogans. But when these systems are inconsistent, the opposite happens. Small problems compound, frustration builds, and trust erodes.
30 seconds.
So what is the path forward? We start with the basics: clear enforcement of panhandling, regulations to prioritize safety and compassion, a transparent and realistic brief and leaf collection schedule, a renewed commitment from all departments. Because at the end of the day, a city is judged not by its promises, but its follow-through. Residents of the city of Millville are not asking for the impossible. They're asking for consistency, accountability, and respect for the neighborhood. If we can't get the basics right, truly right, then everything else becomes possible. But if we continue to struggle with the fundamentals, we will always be trying to catch up. Let's choose a better path. Let's focus on what matters. Let's deliver the letter of service and safety for this community that it deserves. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Cindy Cook, Millville. I want to say thank you very much, commissioners that showed up March 31st, walking down High Street, taking in our town. It was great to see you there. We had, on that date, 2 shows for the littlest school kids of live performance of Winnie the Pooh. That day, we had over 700 little bits come and enjoy the show. We had 11 schools from not only Cumberland County, but throughout the neighboring counties also. And it was great that you all were walking around and you happened to see that, as some of the transition was taking place. Now, on Wednesday, April 22nd, I'm hoping you will come out again for the Teen Arts Festival. This is an annual event. It is going to be throughout High Street, primarily at the Levoy. And what happens is students from Cape May County and Cumberland County are adjudicated to determine who will go to the state levels. Last year, we had quite a few from Millville go to the state level. And it would be wonderful if y'all came out to see this. What happens is that it's not just the arts that you think of in terms of paintings. It is dedicated to literacy and the performing and the visual arts. So if you come on out, you will see a lot. I encourage you to come, not just you, but the public. Now, when you do, you've got to be very careful, as there'll be almost 1,000 kids, teens in town. And they will be, like I said, from Cumberland County and from Cape May County. And they're going to be excited. On stage at the Levoy, you'll be watching a lot of them perform, and you'll see upstairs in the Levoy a lot of their artwork, but their artwork will be displayed throughout the town. There will be food trucks, the restaurants will have specials, and the kids will also be able to sign up for instructional classes on some of the different venues. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cook.
Paul Parecka, Millville. I'm going back to chapter 30, but not the controversial part. You're also banning ADUs, which is separate from, because you have a list of things that are new to being banned. There's no explanation as to why you're prohibiting them. There's a lot of reasons for ADUs. In fact, New Jersey is on the verge, they have been for a while, of passing legislation that requires every town to allow ADUs. That also can be controlled by the way that you allow them and where you allow them. But that's probably something that needs to be looked at. I realize that it's beating a dead horse to see you try to change the ordinance at this point in time, but I guess you could do an amendment to it to allow ADUs. They're the thing of the future. That it goes straight to homelessness, it goes to affordability, it goes to keeping people in the town. It's a good
Mr.
place for
Brecker,
elderly to live.
Just for clarification,
Accessory dwelling unit.
accessory dwelling units, right?
Yes.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, so you're completely banning them with no reasons at all in the ordinance.
They have been already. They already have been.
It's underlined.
Yeah, but they've been banned for,
In the recital of the ordinance, it says new
they haven't been
new
allowed.
wording in the ordinance is underlined.
Yeah, they haven't been allowed since before I've been here. Certain of it. People have tried to come to the planning board, they have not been allowed. But continue.
Okay, that doesn't make it any better. It's still no good.
Just correct.
And then your ordinance is improper because it says
You're saying it's new, it's not new, it's been something that's been in the.
the
in our
reason
zoning
it,
for a
I'm
while.
saying it's new is because the ordinance says any of the underlined text is new, and it's underlined. So either that's a mistake in the ordinance, or it's written differently. So it can be changed.
Good evening, Angeline Broomhome. Don't be scared. I wanted to correct myself before about what I said about the appropriations removal from the federal government. Just so to clarify, it was $1,783,000 that Booker had put in the federal budget for NABAV, and because we've gotten, they yanked it. White House yanked that out of our budget for NAVAT. That is an issue. And I just wanted to correct myself on those numbers. I did want to ask for some review of the layout of the website for cell phones. It's changed, and it's really kind of, it's hard to see them now, like the different sections. You know how there's like agendas and employment. There used to be little boxes. Well, now they're kind of like all squished in one row, and some of the words are getting cut off. It's just a very odd, it's hard, like I know what those things say, but somebody else may not know what they say. It's a change, it looks different, if you could just check that out. Also, the notifications aren't working so when you sign up for notifications from the city for agendas or things like that, if you could check into that, that's been ongoing for a long time, long before you guys got here. But I'll just figure out to ask because you guys seem to be really working on things, and I'm really excited about that.
Ms. Broomall, they're not working at all? None of the
I'm not
notifications?
getting anything, and I used to. I used to get text messages, then the text messages stopped. Then I got emails about like new agendas, then that stopped. Now I don't get anything. The only thing I'll ever get is something like from the planning board secretary directly to my city email, but anything like from the city to a citizen, and again, that's not to do with anything with you guys, or this has been ongoing for a long time, but because of the good things that I'm about to point out, I just have confidence that you'll fix that for me. You guys are going to have an amazing legacy for what you're doing, what you've done tonight. This is going to be your legacy. If you ever wanted to put your thumbprint on this city, you did it tonight. I'm so grateful for it. No matter how this works out in future maybe legal battles, everyone here and everyone watching knows you stood up for us. Thank you. Genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Mr. Dixon, wow, you did not give yourself credit for something you said tonight that's so vitally important, and I think a lot of people in here who care about the environment missed what you said. It's something that I've been fighting for 8 years or more. The addressing of the lead and transite water mains. Thank you. I have asked for this for so many years. This is such an important issue. And here you guys are in 4 months, addressing our water. Thank you. Don't minimize that. Don't minimize it to the engineer. Don't minimize it to you guys. You just zipped right over that. And I'm like, oh, this is something I've begged for. So thank you all so very much for tonight. Again, don't be afraid of me because I am scary sometimes and rude.
Does this mean you're a fan of me now, Ms. Broomall?
For tonight, yes, I am definitely. I'm a fan of your work tonight. Let's just leave it at that. So I am a fan of. It should be addressed.
So, just so you know, sometimes he likes that stuff in writing or in a text, so he can put it on his wall.
Well, it will be on disrupting because I've addressed these water mains.
This is on camera.
It's on camera. It's on the record.
Put it on my wall.
It's on the record, and I will also put it on disrupting because I've mentioned many times on disrupting the water mains and the lack of attention that our lead water mains and are unidentified because we have a lot that we don't even know what they are. And
the exact quote is, "I'm a fan of you tonight." That's what's going on.
I'll take it. I'll do
take
it for tonight.
I'll take it.
I'll do it for tonight. But
And Ms. Broomall, just to let you know, we're doing a whole uplift, a facelift, if you will, of the website and everything. So we're in the process of redoing that whole thing.
Thank you. And one last little thing, though. I hate to go back. The agenda. When there's changes to the agenda, if we could cross off what's been removed and italicize what's been added, it's an issue because when things are changed, I have no idea what's changed. So I keep having to read through the whole thing. Maybe I missed it. So again, if something gets added or removed, so if something gets added, put it in italics. If it gets removed, an extra. That's all. I want to leave it on a good note. Thank you.
You were being nice, so I let you go. All right. Seeing no one else at the podium, I will close the public comment portion of the meeting, and it's a long night, so we will quickly have final comments from commissioners. Let's start off with Commissioner Taylor.
I love the enthusiasm of the citizens of Millville. I do. I don't care if you get up there and have problems. I don't care if you get up there and have good things to say. You're here, right? You're here. You're engaging. We have more than 5 or 6 people in the room tonight. It's outstanding. It's amazing. This is what we thrive on. It's what we thrive on. And it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, Vineland, Bridgeton, Hamilton, wherever. You're here to talk about something that's important to you that we can have an influence on. And I think it's great. And with that, I yield.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor, or Commissioner Taylor. Commissioner Ranello?
Yeah, so my notes are all over the place, so bear with me. A lot of people in the room tonight, a lot of people had left already, but it's just wonderful to see so many people come out, speak out about what they're passionate about, remain civically engaged. Seeing a lot of moms with young children, I think that's wonderful. I know it's very hard, but if you really believe in something, it's important to make the time to make sure that that's heard. I think he left, the young gentleman, but Mr. Sinopoulos, a 17-year-old young man. I love seeing young people civically engaged. You don't really see enough of that. I hope to see Mr. Sinopoulos up here again, and maybe he could bring another few young people with him next time. Comments about... Sorry, I wanted to address Ms. Lauer. I heard you loud and clear. I agree with you 100% about our public spaces. Working personally, and I know Commissioner Taylor and I had discussed a lot of things for public safety in our public spaces. I wanted to point something out to you about panhandling that I had to find out 2 years ago. There is a case called Reed versus Town of Gilbert, which says that panhandling is not illegal. If somebody obstructs the flow of traffic and jumps in front of your vehicle or something like that, that's different, that's enforceable. But it's an interesting case, and I recommend you look up Reed versus Town of Gilbert because it blew my mind. Tanner Dusky, coming up for the Millville Historical Society. He said April 11th at the Wood Mansion, 19th century Millville. That sounds really exciting. You've kind of encouraged me to bring my vintage kitchen. Yeah, there's a lot of it. You don't want me to bring it all. And you know that I've been excited about the Mount Pleasant Cemetery tour, so no matter what I have to do, I will be there for that for sure. Encouraging everybody to go to that too on April 25th. Just want to, again, thank everybody for coming out, thanking fellow commissioners for doing important work together. A lot of previous commissions didn't have that. So, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Ranello. Commissioner Considine.
Okay, I'm pleased and thrilled to death to hear the school board working with us again. That is a big, big thing for me. I want to thank everyone for coming out. Come out on the 25th to the Mount Pleasant tour because Commissioner Ranello and I will be twinning it because I love cemeteries, so I will be there. Denise and
We could do it.
Are we dressing the same?
You want to? Donna and Denise have left, but I cannot say enough about the Hope Center. They do more for the homeless, and they do it with dignity and love and fairness. They are phenomenal, phenomenal. If any of you have a chance to get out there to go visit, to see what they do, it's phenomenal. It is just fantastic. Mrs. Lauer, if you see me afterwards, I'd like to talk to you for a second. And I can say this in behalf of this board that I sit with, the most important thing is to keep going, and we will keep going. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Commissioner Considine. Vice Mayor Cott, you're up to bat.
Yeah, I'll keep it under 45 minutes. Cameras, just so you know, there's policy, there's case numbers. Anything that involves cameras in the city of Millville has to have a legitimate purpose, reason, and follow-up. So that's not just with camera. We already have cameras. So cameras aren't new. When we say cameras are coming, we already have them. We're just placing them in different spots now. So we already have policy in place that you can't do this, 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 and this. So I feel highly confident that we'll be okay with them. Mobile center, they talked about that, the Hope Center. This goes for anybody that's struggling with health insurance or anything. That complete care that we have in Millville takes everybody. And I don't know if they want me telling that right now, but don't ever feel like you have to go without. If you lack health insurance, if you lack access to anything, they will accept you. They bring out a mobile unit on May 4th, so if you know anybody, have them go out there. They literally bring them right out to the Hope Center. UEZ, so you are correct. It's mostly all Millville doing the UEZ thing. We only use the Sheriff's Department if we can't fill it, but probably 90% of the slots are by our own patrolling that UEZ. Agenda, maybe we could figure out something, but in this case, we couldn't put anything italics because there was no writing that was changed. We added a backup that wasn't there. So maybe we can figure out an asterisk or something so you can draw your eye to it. But that's why there's no italics, because there's nothing changed in the wording. It was just added, and the minute you add that, it shows amended on there. So we'll work with that. The panhandling leaf collection and structure, we've been talking about that for since before we got on, just trying to figure out some of those and walk those fine lines of how we can make the public know a little bit better. Because if you live in Millville, you do understand. You have brush between 2025 and 2026. We'll be out there, right? So hopefully we're working on certain things behind the scenes that maybe we can help with a different software we got coming. Cindy, I didn't recognize you. You were hanging with a bunch of animals the other day, and your ears looked a little bit bigger the last time I saw you. So they all dressed up like the Winnie the Pooh animals the other day. So that was a pleasant surprise when you're walking on High Street, and there's Cindy Cook with ears. So that's always a good day. And with that, that's all I have for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I will not repeat a lot of things my fellow commissioner said. I do want to do this, though. I do want to pat my fellow commissioners on the back. They don't get a lot of credit sometimes. Tonight was a outlier for what we're used to. But I do want to, I want to congratulate everyone sitting up here, because I know firsthand how much time they put in. I know there's been commissions in the past where people have worked full-time jobs during the day, and they try to do, I don't know how you can work a full-time job and possibly be a commissioner. It just doesn't work. If you have a full-time job, I don't think you should be a commissioner if you work during the day when everything's going on. There's that much going on. I know Commissioner Taylor, probably there more than I am, and I'm there a lot. I'm there every day, probably 30 hours a week, and you're there more than I am. Commissioner Cott, he's equally there, and Commissioner Ranello and Commissioner Kossabin work off-site, so I don't see them as much, but I know they're putting in as much time as we are. This is probably the most engaged commission that this city has ever seen. I can't say that for sure. Look at all the old pictures. But, you know, I would imagine this is probably the most engaged commission that this city's ever seen. We come here and we honestly work on problems all day long and I get your frustration. I really get the frustration with public safety. We all live here too. When we see somebody getting shot and we see panhandlers, I'm equally frustrated. But we come here every day looking for solutions. And there's solutions we're going to find. Does it take a little longer? You know, I like analogies. And if you have a car that you never change the oil and you never change the tires and you let the transmission go bad and you don't change the brakes and, you know, you let a lot of things, you know, go bad on your car, what's going to happen? You're going to have a transmission that's gone bad. You're going to have an engine that's gone bad. And then it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of money to fix your car. And that's kind of where we are as a city. It's going to take time and it's going to take money to fix what's kind of been neglected. Now, you know, and we got to work ourselves back from a police force that has been woefully understaffed. And Commissioner Taylor, every day he's there looking for solutions. If you come in and see his office, he's got a giant board of 100 things on there. Our business administrator, he's got 4 whiteboards with solutions and problems all over it. You have never seen a commission and a management at the city that is really engaged the way it's engaged now. You just haven't. It hasn't happened. I can't imagine that, not putting any past commissions down, but there's limitations if you work all day. You just can't engage the way that we've engaged. I work very early in the morning, I work at night, so I spend most of my days here at City Hall, and I know all the other commissioners do as well. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, because they are engaged just as I am. And I tell everybody, this is you're getting a bargain with the people sitting up here. We're getting paid about $6 an hour, and the city's getting a bargain for the amount of work we're putting in. But just understand, we understand your frustration, and we are working on these problems. Everything people have mentioned tonight when they come up and they're upset about, these are not new to us. These are things we've talked about time and time again, and there are solutions in the works. A lot of times we don't want to come up here and say, hey, we're working on this, when it's not ready to be rolled out yet. So just when you come up with a problem, it's not something that we haven't thought of. It's something that we're currently working on all the time. And let me see, anything else I want to talk about? That's pretty much all I have. But I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Love when you come out and express your voice and let us know. Love it even more when it's positive. But we're trying to do positive things for the city. You've put our trust in us, and we try every day to not let you folks down. So with that, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'd like to make a motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cott?
Yes.